It's all right.
Hey.
Hello, everyone. I feel like I don't have to do that because you can line up the audio on.
I like it though.
I know it helps me line it up. This is actually. I'm glad I got this board because the audio sounds better. Like I can notice just a slightly better sound on.
Yeah, we sound crystal clear.
A lot more clear than I don't know.
Jumping right through your ear holes into your brain.
Yeah.
Anyways,
here we are. Here we go.
Welcome to episode nearing
27?
30. Yeah.
28?
Upper
like
20s.
Yeah.
Of the Sober Boys podcast.
Sober Boys podcast. Sober Boys with a Z.
With a Z.
I called in when I posted, because we did a promo for Stand Up for Recovery show that I posted today. I called our listeners the Sober Boyses.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
So
I didn't know what else to call them.
Just keep going. The Sober Boys.
Yeah. The Sober Boys.
What's up, our fellow Sober Boys?
Sober Boys. Yeah. What's a boys' name?
It's like guys. It's gender neutral too.
Yeah.
Just ignore that we said boys.
So we're like the big honchos. So should we call our listeners the little boys?
Little boys. Little Sober Boys.
Yeah, what's a little Sober Boys?
We're the big Sober Boys, you're little Sober Boys. Welcome to episode 27.
I didn't take my hair loss pills today.
Oh.
I can't forget.
Before we get into that, Sober Boys in no way represents the views and opinions expressed by the Central Office of Alcoholics Anonymous or that of any other 12-step program.
No.
These views and opinions that are shared by me and Taylor, Drew and Taylor, TM, are just that, views and opinions of our own. We hope to be entertaining and to help people, but don't want to be sued. Yeah.
I hope you just I hope you get something out of this. I hope you something good.
Yeah.
Yeah. Do you like the headphones?
I love the headphones.
Don't they kind of help you get in the zone?
Yeah, maybe. It's different.
It's
definitely different. It's something I got to get used to.
But once you get used to it, Drew, you're going to be
never going back.
You're going to be a whole new guy.
whole new man.
Guy.
Do those hair loss pills work?
Yeah. Really my haircut right now is point. You can read them. It's just it's the finasteride.
Finasteride.
Yeah, it's Propecia.
Oh, okay.
Generic Propecia.
Okay.
And I take it because I thought I was losing my hair. I just take it preventatively.
If you just continue to take it, then you
don't lose your hair, and you get scared you won't be able to get an erection. But it's a mental thing. A lot of guys are afraid to take it because they think
it's a good excuse to use if you, for some reason.
But that's why I got Blue Chew.
Perform in the bedroom.
Blue Chew works and it's fun.
that I've been seeing that on my X feed forever.
Yeah, I just take it for fun.
Yeah, these are not.
I don't need it. But
none of these are in any way ad reads.
No. But getting Blue Chew is very awkward because they make you talk to they make you do a video chat with someone, and this lady called me, and I had to explain to her why I wanted it.
Is it just like
so awkward?
Is it just like Viagra for not young boys? Jesus Christ! Is it just like Viagra for anybody?
Yeah. All you have to say is, I have performance anxiety. Yeah.
They're like beta blockers for your dick.
Kind of, yeah. I mean, it does. I mean, it works. It works for me. It kind of makes my face flush and red, though. Now I'm just realizing this might be too much information for the audience.
That makes my head flush and red. Which one?
We're kidding, guys. I don't take Blue Chew. That's for girls.
This is as racy as we've ever been at the start of the podcast.
At the beginning. Welcome to Sober Boys. Yeah. Drew, what'd you do to stay sober today?
Oh, man. I prayed a little bit here and there. I got angry that my expectations at work were not met.
Hey, wait, hold on. Me too today. Oh my God, we were.
And instead of being like,
yeah,
I did that a little bit, but then realized that, hey, maybe I should get into an acceptance mode. And I probably wouldn't have got to that point without praying. And then someone called me.
Yeah.
And I called someone.
Nice.
You called me and I never called you back. My bad.
I called you first. I've been calling people because I've been getting up early, so I've been making calls early and no one picks up.
Sorry. I was prepping for the day.
What time do you usually get up at?
If I have work, which, it's coffee cart work, so usually 6 a.m.
Yeah. And hey, well, Drew, I have to commend you. Georgia lost. You didn't drink. Good job.
I didn't. No, I was.
Did you even
I
think
still
about
have the 10-step promise.
Are you even at the point where you even think about it?
No, that's probably what I'm most grateful. Like we talked about the 10-step promise last time we read, and we are going to read.
We're gonna read.
Again.
Oh yeah,
Yay.
This is not the Taylor relapse special anymore.
No, that was last week.
We're done. We've had 2 of those.
A very special relapse special. That's our very special episodes.
Yeah.
Anytime Taylor relapses, you're like, oh boy.
Hopefully that's the last one.
Oh boy.
We don't want any more. We don't want any more. It's too much. It's hard. It's hard on my heart, emotionally.
And Taylor goes, "I'm so excited. I'm so excited. I'm so scared."
Yeah.
It's a Saved by the Bell reference there for you young guns.
Yeah, I don't.
Or it was Soberboy's version of Will Smith's dad leaving at the end of the episode.
Oh, and then they brought back another dad, right?
No,
Didn't
that's
someone
an
die?
aunt. No, that's his aunt.
Oh,
no, the aunt was recast in the show.
Didn't they do it and say nothing?
Yeah.
That's crazy.
No. There was one line. Jazzy Jeff was like, "Aunt, whatever." I don't watch.
Who's Jazzy Jeff? I loved Fresh Prince of Bel-Air.
You can't say I love Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and then go, "Who's Jazzy Jeff?"
Well, I was tiny when I watched it.
That's his friend. That's his creative partner. That's Will Smith's creative partner.
In Fresh Prince of Bel-Air?
Yeah, and in regular life too.
Well, okay, listen, Drew, I've done a lot of hard drugs in my life, but I think
I'll let it slide.
I fried those memories.
Well, Jazzy Jeff in the episode that has the new aunt says, "Aunt, whatever your name is." Do you know the aunt's name? Aunt Viv. There you go. Aunt Viv, you look a little different. And the audience is like, "Yay!" They recognized it. No, I was referring to very special episodes in 90s sitcoms.
Yeah.
Where Will Smith's estranged dad came and they had a great time at the beginning of the episode. And he's like, Will Smith's like, "We still going on that trip, Dad?" And he's like, "I got some things to take care of."
No, I remember. I did.
And he walks away and Will Smith's all like acting really well. And he's like, "Why you don't want me, man?" And then it falls into Uncle Phil's arms.
Yeah. It was a great moment.
So we did that last week. So we don't have to do that again this week.
I forgot we were even talking about that.
Very special episodes.
And now we're back in the swing of things.
Yeah. Anyways, we're going. That was a long tangent for saying So we a couple episodes back we talked about the 10-step promises, which is just kind of highlighting the neutrality that you gain through this program. Neutrality of like, I neither am jonesing for alcohol or need to repent against it. Or it's just there, and I'm there too, and we can be there in spirit, just away from each other.
Yeah,
and my Georgia Bulldogs lost. It was bound to happen. They had won 30 in a row or 29 in a row, something like that. Even it was gonna happen.
Both our teams this year had a little bit. Honestly, I had a lot more hope for Georgia though than I did for Ohio State.
Yeah, I mean, we'll get into the episode. But like I've said before, Kirby Smart's the best college football coach in America until he plays his dad.
I do like Kirby Smart.
Until he plays him as a coach. Until he plays his dad, Nick Saban.
It is for me. It's
the
hard.
Coach is scared.
It's hard for I feel like anyone, but for me, it's hard for me not to, because we've been to 4 games now together. Mm-hmm. It's hard not to be a little bit of a Georgia fan just because being in proximity.
It's in terms of like an SEC fan base, it's a pretty normal.
Better than Alabama.
Yeah, it's a less I would say rednecky problematic fan base. Yeah. It's in the middle tier. I think. Yeah. There's a lot of classy Georgia fans, but there's a lot of drunk Georgia fans that do nothing but call the dog, and I'm like, ugh, I'm not associated.
Ohio State has very similar. Yeah. I just remembered. Have you ever heard the song "Hang On Sloopy"? Oh my God, there's a song. It's called "Hang On Sloopy," and I completely forgot about it. But it's a song that they play at Ohio State games. It's an old song. You don't know it?
No.
Okay, I'm going to play it for you.
Okay.
And I'll cut it out of the YouTube version so we don't get copyrighted. It's
well, going back to the fan base, we had the best time last year. Well, up until y'all lost, we both had the best time watching the playoff game, Chick-fil-A playoff game. And I feel like Ohio State and Georgia fans were very much on the same level.
Yeah.
We connected fan by fan.
We
had a nice little community up there.
Yeah. Everyone was
standing room.
Yeah. Because I had my friends next to me, and then
they were really nice, and I had my Georgia friends.
But we did see that one Ohio State fan try to fight people when we left.
Oh well, yeah.
That tiny guy, he was tiny.
Yeah. It's like, short dogs bite. Try to bark the loudest.
Here we go. So there's that, and then. This is the Ohio State Marching Band. This is the Ohio State Marching Band, the best damn band in the land.
Good for them.
Hang on, slow day, sleepy, hang on. O-H-I-O.
Okay.
Yeah, So
I think each college fan base has their own songs and stuff.
Yeah.
We have the Superman song in the fourth quarter. It's the coolest thing Georgia does.
the start of your game is pretty cool.
Start's cool. We have Bob O'Reilly and all that stuff, and it's fun. And then, but the fourth quarter is where we shine.
Yeah,
that's when we have the band plays the Superman theme song.
Yeah.
Krypton. It's called Krypton.
Yeah. All right. Is that too much?
That's a lot.
Is that enough football talk?
That's enough football talk. We're both in bowls we don't give a shit about.
Yeah. Hey, Cotton Bowl and the
Orange Bowl. It's the snubbed bowl. We were playing Florida State.
Oh yeah.
And Florida State.
Yeah.
Like, we didn't. We should have. We're undefeated. And I was like, there was just not enough upsets, guys. Sorry. It's the perfect year for a 12-team playoff, which means next year there will be like 3 good teams.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that's that. We did it.
We could do it all day, baby.
Oh my gosh.
So, what did I do to stay sober today?
Yeah. Hey, Taylor, what did you do to stay sober today? That's what I was going to ask.
I woke up.
That's good. That's start.
Woke up. Had a little makeup.
Oh, I thought you were going to do, I like that better. I thought you were going to do Paul McCartney.
No.
Woke up, banana bed, went home, across my head. No.
The Beatles.
I much prefer System of a Down.
No.
Yeah.
I woke up and I got on my knees. I prayed.
You wanted to.
I'm in bed. Yeah.
Got my knees on a parade. You wanted to.
I made coffee. Well, so the staying sober stuff. Yeah. Prayed. I got up at 6:30 because I had to edit some podcast stuff.
Cool.
And then called some alcoholics, and now we're here. Just the basics.
Basics are good sometimes. Sometimes all we can do is basics. If we're sounding a little slow, this is the tired podcast.
Yeah, I really stretched. The coffee's bringing me back to life. I feel
That's good.
I just really stretched myself thin this week with work, but I'm still doing 90 and 90. Still have done a meeting every day. Good. I did 2 on Monday.
Look at you.
And I
That's
will
awesome.
do this. Kind of does count as a meeting, but I don't think my sponsor thinks it does. So,
has he listened to the podcast? Have him listen and then have him decide. He can't just.
I also haven't really. I haven't explained to him what the podcast is. So.
Oh, okay.
I am afraid to be.
Well, my sponsor thinks it's a meeting.
Damn it! I should explain.
Be like Pokemon. My sponsor, go. To explain to your sponsor.
Drew, we talked to my sponsor. But I do have. I don't know if it's embarrassment, shame. I feel like if I'm I'm afraid of being like, oh, it's 2 alcoholics doing. It's the basic version. It is a meeting technically, and I don't want him to say no, it's not.
Oh, so he hasn't said no, it's not.
No, I'm just afraid of.
You made it sound like you said no, it's not.
No, I am. I'm very afraid of explaining myself sometimes because I'm afraid of someone telling me I did something wrong.
Or being like, that sounds stupid.
Yeah.
In what arena? No, I get that. But I'm just trying to say, like, in reality sense, what arena would you be in? What world would you be like? Oh, I do this podcast with a buddy of mine, and we go through the first 164.
Yeah,
and we go on a lot of tangents, but overall, that's what it is.
I'm worried that he would think
that's dumb.
We're crossing some kind of line by doing the book on a podcast, and I get I have these fears that he's gonna judge me.
Oh, yeah, that gets it. I have fears that people are going to judge me all the time.
Yeah.
And I judged this air horn, which just sounds like a long-ass balloon being let out of air.
Yeah.
But I feel like the more I work in this thing, the more that I work outside of my own brain, I just don't have time to think about those fears. You want
me to read something?
But those are really real. That's just being a human being, or a human being.
I want to read apart from the book. I want to hear your thoughts on this because I'm really high on this right now.
It's page 69. The sex part.
No, it's this page.
Is it 420? 420 is a good page too.
Oh yeah, I forgot it. No, it's
acceptance page.
It is at the end of the doctor's opinion.
Look at Taylor going, man.
It is at the end of
I do want to commend you. It's pretty cool to see. You're doing something completely different that you've never done before. You're doing the 90 and 90.
Yes.
Unprompted, feeling a spot in the book. Dripping coffee, like you don't even give a shit.
Like I never did before.
No, it's good. It's good to see. Keep it up.
I got butterfingers, dude. At work all day. I'm just because I just dribbled, but I was bad at catching when I played football. I would fumble the ball a lot, and I would drop the ball a lot.
How big are your hands?
They're regular size.
Are they regular?
You're 7 foot tall though, so yeah, yours are huge.
No. My hands are really big. Your hands are regular size.
But I've just always I'm always dropping stuff, and it's just like I don't know why. So if I get arthritis,
I couldn't do anything in football. I only played middle school football. What I could do, because I had just freakish hands, they're too big for my body, because I could catch anything.
It's not the end of the doctor's opinion. It's the end of, where is it? Trudge the road of happy destiny. Where is that?
We're just trudging. Trudging sounds like a bad word, but it's not. It's just what everyone
Maybe
does.
it's 164. Hold on. Drew,
No, I'm looking up trudge.
I got it. It's out. Oh, Drew, it's A Vision for You.
Okay, I like that.
At the end of A Vision for You, I really like this. I like these 2 paragraphs I'm going to read to you.
Okay.
Oh, wait. We're reading the first 164, right?
Mm-hmm.
Well, we'll get to this. Foreshadowing. Here it is.
Yeah.
Our book is meant to be suggestive only. We realize we know only a little. God will constantly disclose more to you and to us. Ask him in your morning meditation what you can do each day for the man who is still sick. The answers will come if your own house is in order. But obviously you cannot transmit something you haven't got. See to it that your relationship with him is right, and great events will come to pass for you and countless others. This is the great fact for us. Abandon yourself to God as you understand God. Admit your faults to him and give to your fellows. Clear away the wreckage of your past. Give freely of what you find and join us. We shall be with you in the fellowship of the Spirit, and you will surely meet some of us as you trudge the road of happy destiny. May God bless you and keep you until then.
Yeah,
and
that's awesome.
Those 2 paragraphs kind of encapsulate the whole program.
Don't read that to a brand new newcomer, because there's too many words of God in there.
God.
That it could sound like you're at the door and you're a 7-day Adventist or whatever.
Yeah.
But the trudging the road of happy destiny, always when I was young into it, being like, that doesn't sound like fun. Yeah. But trudge on Google, this is just the Google definition, is walk slowly with heavy steps, typically because of exhaustion of harsh conditions.
Yeah. Okay.
And so it's, or I read that as walking carefully and thoughtfully too.
Yeah.
Because of the harsh conditions that you've experienced before.
Yeah.
And I also can recognize that it's not going to be perfect, but as long as you move forward, then you get more to the ideal of what we're all trying to get. Yeah. Which is closer to an entity that's bigger than yourself and closer to helping somebody else. Yeah. And that works in tandem. Helping somebody else gets you closer to that connection with a higher power, and then the connection with a higher power gets you thinking about helping other people out. So it kind of flows like that. Yeah. Which is cool. But if you're all by yourself and you're like ego, and you're like, well, what if I go to this meeting that I've never gone to? People will look at me and they'll ask if I'm new, and I don't want to deal with that stuff, and which is all real feelings. Or I don't want to tell my new sponsor that I have this podcast and maybe this will count as one of my meetings. And what if he says no? And what if he says it's a stupid podcast? That's just like your own thoughts that you have when you're by yourself. Yeah. And that, is a natural thing, but it doesn't help anybody else. Yeah. And it doesn't get you closer to the higher. Right. Yeah. So the only thing that can get you closer is hopping out of your apartment or just calling somebody else. Mm-hmm. And I say this by saying I spend way too much in self, like all the time.
Yeah, me too. And I'm
a selfish son of a bitch, which is why I like the alcohol.
I really like the give freely of what you find and join us. The give freely.
Oh yeah.
Because it's hard in my life,
especially in late stage capitalism.
It's hard to be giving and not expect something in return.
Even and a lot of it's like, well, if I'm giving this and I'm saying I'm not expecting anything in return, maybe I'm expecting reverence. Or maybe I'm expecting people to think I'm such a great guy. Yeah. Like, what if I'm feeding my ego? Yeah. I can say that I'm not expecting something in return. Yeah. But if I get down to the bare bones of it, deep down, I want someone to think, hey, Drew, or hey, Taylor's one swell guy for being so reverent.
Yes, of course. But then that's what I have figured out. I'll do this a lot with things in AA. It's like, it's kind of just, I'll make it paradoxical and be like, well, I'm being selfish, but am I really? Is anything I'm doing selfless?
Yeah.
Because I get karmatically, I can build up that karma and something good will happen because of this. So it's easier just to not think about that and just shut the heck up and do the next right thing.
Yeah. It's a waste of time to get more and more bogged down into what I'm doing. Is the right thing I'm doing actually right?
Yeah.
Like, it just becomes you can get web, like in a web of your own crazy thoughts.
It's like you think you've been eating healthy this whole time, and all of a sudden science is like, actually, that's not that healthy.
Actually, what you got to be doing is eating a whole bunch of marshmallows.
Right. Yeah. Well, yeah, sugar's the new vegetable.
Yeah, sugar's the new thing. What you got to be doing is slurping up them slugs.
Slurping up them slugs.
French were right.
I thought you were about to say SpaghettiOs.
Oh, yeah. SpaghettiOs.
William Montgomery on Kill Tony recently was talking about eating SpaghettiOs out the frame, which means out of the can.
Oh.
Did you see that?
No.
It was very funny.
I missed that part.
It was very funny.
Oh, was it during the interview part?
Kill Tony at the end. Yeah.
Yeah, I skipped the interviews
of William.
Yeah.
He's my favorite.
Oh, really?
He's my favorite to see interviewed. I like the interviews.
Maybe I'll watch his interview.
You don't like the interviews?
I don't like the interviews with the regulars because I don't think they have much new things to say.
William does.
Okay.
But there are some other ones that I don't care as much about.
Yeah. Anyway, we can get through the whole Kill Tony thing.
Are we gonna read this dang book?
I think we're gonna read this.
We're gonna do this book, guys. Can you believe
Oh my god.
We meandered. We got off track, but guess what? The track always finds us back.
Yep, track always comes right behind us, and we find ourselves with the feet on the track.
Yeah, me and Drew kind of are just like a train.
Yeah.
That,
Who's the caboose?
I think it really...
It varies on the day.
Yeah. Do you feel more like a caboose, or do you feel more like... I
feel like a caboose now.
What's the front part of the train called? The lead car?
I don't know.
The conductor?
That's the guy.
That's
the conductor's house.
That's the guy that's driving the train. Okay, it's computers.
The face.
You don't need someone driving the train.
It's the face.
Yeah, he's the pretty face.
Caboose in the face.
Yeah.
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 Anyways,
what page are we on?
I know this because I actually listened to the previous podcast in which we read.
Excellent work.
We're done. We're
Excellent
at the very
work,
bottom
Detective
page
Drew.
Yeah, it was such great detective work. I just listened. We're at the bottom of page 85. We talked about step 10, if y'all remember.
You guys remember?
And we talked about, the inventory.
Yeah.
And how step 10 is kind of like a mini step 4, and how these steps continue on, and how we can exercise and practice the steps in our daily lives. So do you want to start or I start? I'll start.
I was gonna say you.
Very bottom of 85. Step 11 goes to 11. Step 11 suggests prayer and meditation. We shouldn't be shy of this matter of prayer. It's typically something we always do to stay sober. If you've been listening, if you're a long-time listener.
It's way easier than step 4.
Yeah.
Way easier.
Not a lot of homework.
Guys, step 4 and 5, hardest step. People put them off so much. Yeah. Step 11, not that hard to do.
Better men than we are using it constantly.
Is that where the Pearl Jam song comes from?
This book?
Yeah. My dad as a kid would call it the Butterman. He said, can't find the Butterman.
Oh, yeah.
I thought that was so funny. Also, anytime there was a guitar solo, my dad would tell me that was him on guitar.
That's pretty funny.
He got a kick out of saying that was him on guitar. Or it was him singing. He loved it.
When you were like kids, he said.
Yeah. I knew his line.
It was a cool recording.
I thought it was a fun joke.
Yeah, that's a fun joke. That's a good run. That's a good run-on joke there. Runner, I mean. Back to the book. We read one sentence. We can continue to do this. It works if we have the proper attitude and work at it. It would be easy to be vague about this matter, yet we believe we can make some definite and valuable suggestions. When we retire, so here we go. Where this is I think this is why some people say, like a lot of people are like, the inventory is step 11 as well, because this is the retire at night thing. So I guess 10 and 11 just kind of work in tandem.
Yeah.
And the nightly inventory can be 11. I get it. All right. When we retire at night, we constructively review our day. Were we resentful, selfish, dishonest, or afraid? Do we owe an apology? Have we kept something to ourselves which should be discussed with another person at once? Were we kind and loving toward all? What could we have done better? Were we thinking of ourselves most of the time? Probably, yeah. Or were we thinking of what we could do
Been
for
there,
others?
done that.
Yep. Or were we thinking of what we could do for others, of what we could pack into the stream of life? Yeah, it's that usually top front of brain. But we must be careful not to drift into worry, remorse, or morbid reflection, for that would diminish.
Morbid reflection, like thinking about zombies.
Yeah. Just being in the corner and having, hello, darkness. Yeah. Just be a real emo about it. Where are you?
I'm so sober.
Yeah, you're not too sober.
Yeah.
But we must be careful not to drift into worry, remorse, or morbid reflection, for that would diminish our usefulness to others. After making our review, we ask God's forgiveness and inquire that of what corrective measures.
What are we asking forgiveness for?
For being selfish little bitches.
Okay.
Yeah. Dear God, I was a selfish little bitch. More selfish than usual today.
I'm sorry.
I'm sorry.
Please forgive me.
Please forgive me. Thank you. Bye.
I didn't
That's my
mean
prayer.
it.
I'm just a flawed little human.
Yeah. There is, though. I've been on this kick recently thinking about, like, there's it's easy to be like, it's easy to talk about this stuff and say, like, you gotta pray. It's like, but when is the action? Like, how much? I feel like there's a lot of talking done in AA.
Yeah.
And like,
well, yeah, it would be an awkward meeting otherwise.
But how much is it? But do you think people fool themselves in AA in like a meeting, like talking about I got to do this. This is what keeps me sober, but then they're not doing it, but they're talking about it. So does that make sense?
Well, are you saying that people are faking it?
Not faking it, but like
until they making it.
Sometimes I worry about, like, I'm just parroting something and then I'm actually not doing what the program teaches us to do.
I've made plenty of shares which I've connected with a discussion lead.
Yeah.
I would share something. Yeah. I would share something that maybe I wasn't doing.
Yeah.
100%. Right. That has helped me in the past and will help me in the future and might help somebody else hearing it. Yeah. Then I try to make the small little prayer when I try to be as genuine as possible all the time. But sometimes something will come out where I'm not doing it at the moment. Progress, we use the word progress, not perfection. Yeah. You can't be perfect at these things.
Can't be perfect, but you can't use that as an excuse.
It's like a balance beam.
Yeah.
I'm trying to think. I think there's plenty of bullshit shares.
Yeah.
Sometimes, so let's say, like, we talked about the ego already, and it's a natural thing for it, especially if a person, if it makes you feel good to, share something and somebody come up to you and be like, hey, that was really great. I can really connect with it. And sometimes you forgo reality to get to that, I don't know, whatever dopamine hit of somebody coming up to you being like, hey, that really helped. And it was a really good share. Yeah. I feel good. I think that's a flawed thing that people do here and there in meetings. Mm-hmm. It's not great, but there's also really genuine good. Yeah. That's why every time I share, I'm like, please God, just whatever I say, help help somebody.
Help someone.
And so hopefully that helps me get out of my head about, well, am I sharing this because I want to feel good, or am I sharing this because I want to help somebody?
I sometimes at the end of a meeting when they're like sometimes people will say, like, think of someone, pray for someone other than yourself. Yeah. And I'm like, I got to pick the right person. I can't pick that person. That person doesn't really need my prayers. So I feel like I got to pick the right person. And recently I've been like, first person that pops in my head, all right, just that person.
What if it's like the same person? Maybe they really need your prayer.
Maybe they need it.
The band members of Steely Dan. Why do they keep coming up?
Yeah.
Deion Sanders again? Man.
He got a hard ear.
Well, that's a good example.
Anytime a ref got
ego and hubris getting in the way of actually achieving stuff for other people, that's a good example.
Anytime a referee got run over during a college football game, and he kind of got hurt.
Yeah.
Do you think any refs have ever got like really badly injured?
Yeah,
probably.
Sure. Yeah.
That's too bad. Like a career-ending injury.
Maybe.
That's crazy.
I'm sure they've had plenty of concussions. You have the umpire in the middle.
Yeah.
That is in the middle of all the plays.
That guy gets messed up sometimes.
So I'll think of him first next time we say, pray for somebody else. Yeah, but there's a lot of good things. So yeah, I guess the inventory is technically in step 11.
Yeah, but a lot of people say 10.
A lot of people say 10. It's just like because the way the book is
they're stupid. They don't know what they're talking about.
I don't know. The book is back to back that.
We are on 86 though, which a lot of people recommend to read every single morning. 86 is a beautiful page.
Yes, that's a big book thumping page right there.
Yeah.
And for good reason. It has actual like suggestive action.
Just wait till we get there, guys.
Yeah. I'll continue reading.
We're really close.
But so 86 was like, what do we do at night? We do the nightly inventory that I talked about in the previous episode, and it tells you how to do it.
Upon awakening.
Upon awakening. So this is what we're supposed to do when we awaken.
Did we read? Yes, we did. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, wait. Forget. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Upon awakening, let us think about the 24 hours ahead. We consider our plans for the day. Before we begin our day, we ask God to direct our thinking, especially asking that we be divorced from self-pity, dishonest, or self-seeking motives. Under these conditions, we can employ our mental faculties with assurance, for after all, God gives us brains to use. Thanks, God, for my brain. That's weirdly worded. Our thought life will be placed on a much higher plane when our thinking is cleared of wrong motives. Yeah, no shit. In thinking about our day, we may face indecision. We may not be able to determine which course to take. Here we ask God for inspiration and initiative, thought, or decision.
Intuitive thought or decision.
Man, I'm tired. Thanks for the catch. And intuitive thought or a decision. What if I had been reading that just wrong the entire time?
You stupid.
Yeah. That's what my wife said when I proposed.
Really?
Exactly like that.
You stupid.
Pretty much like that. Before she said anything, yes or no.
Is she serious?
She said, "You stupid."
Did she really?
With a tone that sounded like that.
Loving?
She was going to say yes.
So she just was like, taken aback.
Yes.
You
stupid. Yeah. So I'd be stupid sometimes.
Booty fuel. Booty fuel.
We don't struggle. We are often surprised how the right answers come after we have tried this for a while.
We don't. Wait, where are we?
Bottom of 86. I'll reread it. Okay. Here we ask God for inspiration.
There it is. That's it. Right
an
there.
Intuitive thought or a decision. We relax and take it easy. Mm-hmm. We don't struggle. We are often surprised how the right answers come after we have tried this for a while. What used to be the hunch or the occasional inspiration gradually becomes a working part of the mind, being still inexperienced and having just made conscious contact with God. So this is kind of like throwing it out there for a newcomer again. It is not probable that we are going to be inspired at all times. No. Yeah, none of us are monks. We ain't Buddhas over here. Can't rub my belly.
You think those monks are serene beings all the time?
Yeah, they're sexually frustrated.
Imagine if they stub their toes.
On the dick.
Stub their toes on their dick.
I don't know.
How would you even do that? On your own penis?
Yeah.
How would you do that?
Well, they stub their toe and they're like, owie, and then the same thing, and they fall on their dick.
Oh, so like they're going for their toe and they lose their balance and then they stub their dick.
Yeah.
Ouch.
That's how you stub your toe on your dick.
At the same time.
It just sounded like the right thing to say.
Well,
I was inspired by God.
We got to the bottom of it.
I was indecisive on what to say after you said something, and so I asked for God's guidance, and I said, stub their toe on their dick.
Drew, you can't blame God for this one.
He told me.
You can't blame God for this riff you trying to save yourself from.
I'll just get back into the book.
Okay, good call.
All right. Being still inexperienced and having just made conscious contact with God, it is not probable that we are going to be inspired at all times. We might pay for this presumption in all sorts of absurd actions and ideas. Nevertheless, we find that our thinking will, as time passes, be more and more on the plane of inspiration. We come to rely upon it. So, big reason why we say, what did we do to stay sober? We prayed. That's like the beginning thing for anybody. Yeah. It's like the easiest thing. It's a good kind of like jumping off point to the day. And if we do that more often, the book says we'll be calmer, more rational human beings that can make better decisions when things become indecisive or muddled.
Yeah.
But practice makes perfect.
Progress, not perfection.
Yeah, progress, not perfection.
So practice is the progress that makes perfection.
Yeah. That's why I said perfect in a silly voice, because it's silly to think of anything being perfect. Practice makes better.
Yeah. I'm going to get a little bit more coffee.
Okay.
You keep reading. Or you tell the audience something that you're excited about.
Oh, shoot. What am I excited about? I'm excited I guess I'm having a baby, so I'm excited about that.
How far along is the baby?
Baby is 22 or 23 weeks. And she's just chilling. My mother of my child is not just chilling. She's struggling being pregnant because that's crazy. You're growing a human being in your body. So I'm just trying to. Opportunity for service is every single day, but the baby that's growing in there is straight up chilling. And so there are moments where I get really fearful that I won't be able to provide a life for this child.
Yeah.
And stuff like the things that we're reading right now.
Yeah.
It's helpful in terms of helping me come back down to reality and to there's actual tangible things.
Yeah.
That
you have two options. You have many options actually.
Yeah.
But you can really, you can either really lean on the program.
Yeah.
And like lean on the things that keep you sober, or you can try to get through it like
white knuckle it.
Drew's way.
No, yeah, Drew's way is not gonna. Just Drew's way is not gonna work.
And do you think you've been sober for 2 years? Do you think you have the tools?
2 years and 4 months, buddy.
Wow, 4 months since you got 2 years?
Yeah,
that's crazy.
Yeah,
that's nuts.
That's a fucking time, man.
Yeah, Do you feel like you have the tools to, whatever happens, do you think you have the tools to get through it?
Well, I know I have the tools. Now it's the question of being in action and accessing said tools. I know that I have to stay sober in order for any of successful parenting ship. Well, yeah. If I want to be a successful parent, I have to stay sober first.
Yeah. That
comes first, which is why I'm got to get more into virtual meetings and speaker tapes and all that stuff.
I'll tell you what, I've gotten a lot of the virtual meetings I've been to.
That's good.
But I can't do them. I realize
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt.
No, you're good.
But I was saying my selfishness and my, humanness has kept me from going to virtual meetings because I'm like, but what if it's weird? That's pretty much it. It's keeping me from going to virtual meetings.
Honestly, they're smaller and I get a lot out of them because you're like forced to share.
Yeah.
And when I'm forced to share, I feel like more connected to the meeting.
Yeah.
Because if I don't share, I feel like I'm just kind of observing.
Yeah. If you're going into a meeting, that's true. If I go to a small meeting, I'm like, oh man, I'm going to have to say something to get this meeting going. Yeah. So you have to focus up on the discussion lead and you have to actually be like, all right, what does this actually mean to me? Right. And then the prayers like to my higher power to be like, help me help somebody is more kind of focused because I know I have to do it.
Right.
Yeah. It's like jumping off.
But you are also have fear at the same time.
I think it's only natural. I don't know. There's always like fear of like, I know I'm not going to be able to provide as much financial opportunity that for my child that comparatively to what I had.
Yeah.
It's just how it happened. And so that's frustrating and fearful at the same time. But I go back to being like, well, what do I want to pass? Like, what do I want to pass on to this kid? Like, what do I want to, what's the goal here?
Yeah.
Like, I love playing with my 2.5-year-old nephew. And like, that's some of the most like joyous times I ever have. I like, you know, playing with kids is like no problem with me. Don't take that comment out of context. So there's that. That's really going to be really, really fun. But I take the points made by people why they don't have kids, like climate change, horrible people, just late stage capitalism, the world, like so many just unfair, horrific things in the world. Why would you want to bring a kid in this world? Well, the reason is you need to balance that out with some form of light.
Yeah.
And so I can pass that on. I can help. Through these steps, I feel like I've learned how to be more of a steward of service, usefulness, and light. And so, you know, much like I would for a sponsee, I would pass on what I've learned in here in other life to her. Mm-hmm. And then hopefully, you know, God willing, you know, she's healthy and understands and is another, you know, balances out the horrors of the world. If I focus on that, that shit doesn't cost any money and those fears gonna go away. Yeah. It's a little more in depth than I get.
Well, you answered my question for sure. So
yeah.
I do appreciate it.
So that's that, and that gets me excited again. Mm-hmm. That gets me excited again. Plus, she's going to be the first female Major League Baseball pitcher ever. It's going to be great. Only she likes it.
At the least, be on the Savannah Bananas.
No, like she's going to be serious.
Okay. I believe you. You're allowed to do whatever you want.
We got to get somebody to teach her knuckleball, and if she, you know, works out enough to like get it mid 80s, which girls can get it mid 80s, then. Yeah.
Or, okay, hear me out.
Sky's the limit.
Hear me out. The most underutilized scholarship in college sports is golf.
It's so boring.
I know, but it's not boring to play. If you get her into golf...
It's boring to me to play because I could never make contact with the ball, and I was like, this is stupid.
You got to golf with me. I love golf.
I bring you down.
I love golf.
I think our friends invited me to golf, and I'm like, I'm going to hold up everything. I can't make contact with the ball.
I'm golfing with our friend on Monday.
Yeah.
I don't know if he still listens.
Who knows?
He listened at the beginning.
Yeah. Anyways, I say that as a joke, but
about golf?
Hey, no, just about her. Becoming the first Major League pitcher. I was like, that should happen at some point.
Yeah, and who but Drew's daughter?
Yeah, position player's a little tough.
Yeah,
biologically speaking, but I don't want to turn this into a JRE thing.
I know. That's fair. Well, we did. That's our college football is our cage fighting commentary.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Okay. It's our
Drew, we don't have any time to read any more of the book. So, what are some good closing?
Do we? We didn't read anything. We read a page.
I have to. We're almost at 45 minutes. I have to go tape someone's show.
Next week, it's going to be. We're going to read. What's our goal? Can we make a goal of how much we're reading in the book?
20 pages.
Oh my God! It's like a 3-hour podcast.
No, but we read them really quick.
Yeah.
My favorite. Did you ever watch Chowder growing up?
No, I was a little too old for that.
So you just reminded me, one of my favorite scenes, there's this, they're trying to distract Chowder and his caretaker guy are trying to distract this lady, this big buxom lady named Endive. And she is
like cartoon?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. And she's like, all the characters are named after
food. It wasn't a cartoon.
Mung Dahl.
It sounds like a weird.
Mung Dahl was the main character guy. If there's Rick and Morty, Mung Dahl's Rick, Chowder's Morty.
Okay.
And they're trying to distract Endive from something, so they give her a book to read, and it's like, oh, that'll distract her for a while, and then she's like, Mung Dahl's like, oh no, and then she's like reading really fast. She's a speed reader, and she's just like reading really fast, and it's like they tried to distract her with reading, and she got to it really fast.
So we'll just be that.
What was my point of saying?
I don't know. It's fat. I said something we'll read really fast.
Oh yeah.
You can be like
Chowder.
Or we can be that scene in Brooklyn Nine-Nine where they speed read. You ever watch Brooklyn Nine-Nine?
Some of it.
Yeah. Captain Holt and the other girl. It's like speed reading.
Mm-hmm. What okay, let's
I wish I could speed read. That would make life pretty easy.
I tried in college to get through readings because I had to take German theater history. I was so awful and boring.
German theater history?
German theater history.
Oh my gosh. It sounds...
I had 2 classes in college. One was
There's nothing but pain.
German. No, that's the Irish. German theater history, and then I had to take Southeastern Asian puppetry.
Oh, so you just wasted your entire... Yes, I wasted my time in college too.
I had to take these classes. They made you as part of the theater curriculum. It sucked. I was like, I just want to act. Give me more acting classes. But college is like,
I minored in acting. That's why I skipped over all that.
You got to get GEs. No, I wanted my BFA.
Well, this coffee's going to make me BM, so.
That's good.
Got it.
Be moving.
All right. Well, we'll read at least 5 pages.
Guys, this was an absolutely riveting, exciting episode of Boys to Men. I mean, Sober Boys. Sober Boys with a Z. It's been truly incredible. Boys to Men is a Z, right? The meeting?
Yeah, I think.
So we kind of just like, we're just the offshoot. This is the meeting.
We could easely, but we're in no way, still don't represent the views in this. Yeah, it's still our views and opinions.
Yeah. Yeah, guys, rate, review, subscribe.
Check us out on YouTube.
You can
Nothing
watch us.
happens. It's just us looking at each other.
But
like
I also put
we wear different shirts.
I put stuff on the green screen too.
Oh, that's true.
Right now it's a blue screen.
Nice.
So, cool. So this time when I do it, it'll make the book whatever I have up there. Because the last episode on YouTube, I was wearing a green sweatshirt, and I was just the same as the back.
Oh, that's fun.
Yeah, it was hilarious.
Well, I guess for one of these, we should wear blue, that color blue. So we're like,
we could. I mean,
spooky ghosts.
Yeah, we
floating
could
heads.
make our shirts whatever.
Yeah.
So, well, that's about all the time we have today.
Yep. We'll see you next week.
I'll see you soon.
See you soon.
All right.
All right.
Well, goodbye.
Bye.